From United Nations Television, this is UN in Action.
This is Funafuti, the capital and one of the 9 islands comprising the remote nation of Tuvalu. With total land area of 26 square kilometers and a population of 12,000, it's one of the smallest countries in the world. Its average elevation of 2 meters makes Tuvalu extremely vulnerable to storms and sea level rise.
Before we used to run up and then run down to the beach to swim. Now I just sort of look when there's a high tide, the land is just the same with the water.
Tangi Leo grew up here in Funafuti and moved to Australia 20 years ago. She's visiting her homeland for a big family reunion.
The people that I used to know, a lot of them have already left the land. They move, they migrate to New Zealand or Australia.
People the world over migrate in search of a better life. But this is different. This is a story about people on 2 small Pacific island nations being forced to move. Not by conflict or natural disaster, but by the potential disappearance of their homeland underwater.
The issue is a matter of life and death.
Says Tuvalu's ambassador to the United Nations, Afeli Pita.
But for us here in Tuvalu, whatever development, how fast development that may take place, that can be wiped off overnight if sea level rises.
With the ever-increasing levels of the high tides, the catastrophe seems imminent. People have started to leave the islands, abandoning their homes. Most of Tangi's family has left as well, like her brother, Teakini Penaya, who now lives in New Zealand.
Living in New Zealand is totally different. It takes years for me to adapt to the cultures and the people that live in New Zealand.
Teakini says he misses his homeland and wonders if his children will remember it. It's a concern shared by the nearby island nation of Kiribati.
It'd be a very sad day when there will no longer be a country, a nation, a people called Kiribati.
To address the assembly.
Anote Tang, the president of Kiribati, fears that his nation may become one of the first countries to fall victim to sea level rise.
We're talking about people here, we're not talking about polar bears. I think the polar bears are precious. I would not like to see them disappear, but nor would I wish to see our people disappear.
Sea level rise and unusually big waves are threatening the Kiribati population of about 100,000 people. They live on 33 atolls scattered over a vast area around the equator in the Pacific.
We are preparing our people, equipping them to be able to relocate if and when necessary with dignity, as skilled people, not as second-class citizens. We would not wish to see our people as climate change refugees.
The president says his people have the next few decades to prepare for relocation, but the older generation in Kiribati is not willing to leave.
Because if you were to ask me, and if you were to ask the elderly in Kiribati, the answer is no. They would wish to stay on, even die here.
With the move, the Kiribati culture and ancient traditions could be lost.
The best we can hope to have is to maintain the integrity of our culture. Whether we will be able to have our people settle all in one place, I doubt it. What personally I would like to see happen is for us to maintain a nation of Kiribati somehow. We have to do that so that the new generation or generations of Kiribati people in different parts of the world will have somewhere to go to say that this is what once was our nation.
This report was prepared by Sasha Gorishek for the United Nations.